Hi, my name is Joshua. I'm with Blue Phoenix Creative, and I was on Google and noticed you have a sponsored listing that shows up above the three pack here. And so I went ahead and opened those sites and took a look at them. And and then I also had looked at another one. I'll bring that up in a minute. But I wanted to kind of discuss like what you can do to help improve your ROAS, your return on ad spend. So this is your ad. Let's say it converts at 1%, and if you can get it to convert at 2%, then you're gonna essentially, drive down the cost of your clicks because ultimately Google has to, put your ad there more times to get a click, and so it's that gets factored into the overall what you spend. So the more effective you are at getting a click, the lower the cost ultimately. And then also similarly, on your website, a lot of people pay like your conversions are your goal, right? So Google Ads. So having that, that way you want to be able to convert things faster, right? You want to convert more of your traffic. So because that will also drop down your costs. So I kind of want to look at some ways you can do that, and a lot of it is really in visual appearance. So some of this, like this header here, is stagnant. So like when you scroll down, it doesn't get shorter. Like so, that would be a good thing, to have it do is to consolidate into like a sticky header that is takes up less vertical space, and that's going to allow more of an immersive experience. So maybe it looks like this when they pull it up, and then when they scroll, some things shift, and now it takes up less space, something like that. And then this is real jump design about content. Yep. Good. I don't know where all your see. I put in Franklin, Mass. So one thing I would say you could do is just some people. It's probably not a huge percentage because Franklin's pretty close to Mansfield, but if people are searching for Franklin, Mass, and they pull it up and they see Mansfield, they might click away. So you probably have some percentage of your, paid traffic that's clicking out because they search for a different town. So you might consider just keeping that in the footer and your contact information down there. And then another thing is the overall appearance with the background and stuff, and then because this is like darkened, which kind of doesn't pop as well. It's not as visually appealing or stunning, and so and then the other thing is communication. I would say those two things are pretty big. And this website here, I feel does a really good job of that. It's very first off, it takes up the full height pretty much with the banner, which is I'll get that in a minute, but it's very clean. It really pulls them into an immersive experience. It's not just the exterior of the home, but it's also it highlights one thing. And when someone is searching for like construction companies, you really don't know what they're looking for. So it's hard to like you don't know if they're looking for a kitchen or a bath or the out. So in a sense, depending on what the search term is and what you're targeting on that page for SEO, for instance, or in your ads, you know, you may choose one thing over the other or send them to different pages, which is more about targeting. That will also increase your click-through rate on your ads, which will drop your costs. So that's useful. And then let me go back over here. So what I really like about this also, aside from like a visually stunning image that draws the user's attention, is when you're on your page, right? You want to communicate to the user. So your customer is the hero of their story, and you are the guide bringing them along the process, right? You're kind of the gatekeeper to the thing they want, their kitchen, their bath, their whole addition or whole house, whatever the case may be. Um, so it's not that you shouldn't state what you do, but it's how you state it and tie that back into what they're looking for, their intrinsic reason that they want that. Maybe they want a kitchen redesign because they really don't like the design of their kitchen and they have company over and it doesn't present well, and so that's more their motivating factor, right? You want to tie into their wishes and desires. You want to resonate because ultimately that's why they're there, right? And they know that. So speaking that language helps them feel like, yes, I'm in the right spot. I've arrived at the right place. And so that's one of the things also that I feel like RWC does pretty well. Um, and I did not design this website. I just found this, but just to give you, like a comparison. So this tagline is really good. It says, "Discover an easier path to remarkable results." This is kind of an open-ended thing. Remarkable results of, with what? Addition, bath, kitchen. Like so when the user's on the website, they're filling in the blank after this. So discover an easier path to remarkable results with your kitchen makeover or whatever. And so because they know what they're there for, they're able to finish that sentence. Or they're already thinking about it as they're visualizing that as they read, right? So that type of thing. And then if they do have like, it's like, well, here's some extra stuff we do. Maybe they want one thing, but maybe they're kind of also wanting something else. And then they're like, okay, this answers, oh yeah, we want kitchen and bath. So immediately they have a good sense, of what you do. And additions, garages, home design. I feel like probably separate pages for some of this stuff would maybe be useful, because if you're doing home design, I don't think you would mind doing kitchens and baths. Um, but that part I'm not sure about with your business, and what you're targeting. But anyway, you can put what you do there, and again, kind of confirm that in larger text. And then the next really good thing on the site is they have case studies. So with a lot of companies, and I think this is a common thing, is people put that out there, and they're like, okay, we want a form, or we want a we want a contact form, so we want them to reach out and say, yeah, hey, we want you to build something, or you want them to pick up the phone and call, right? And the reality is, like, probably 30% of your traffic is not really ready to pick up the phone and call. They're still like shopping. There's different phases of a customer experience, and so they might be in the research phase, and they may not be ready. But that doesn't mean that you can't get their contact information, because the if they download your uh, case study here, then you get their email, right? So that's an easy way to do that, and it's really kind of an in between. So on your site right now, it's either fill out the form, or pick up the phone and call, or they leave. It's like the extreme of reach out and contact us, or it's goodbye. And then you've already paid for that click, right? So the beauty of putting something like this in is it's kind of like a halfway point. It's like, no, they're not. We understand that you're not ready to call, maybe, but hey, here's this. You can get this, take this, download this now, and then reach out when you're ready. And so that's really good in terms of helping to improve the return on ad spend. So, and next is discover a partner you can trust. So again, this is making them the hero, not the hero, right? The trusted guide, the advisor, the mentor, who is focused on what they want, making them the hero of their story, right? To bring their vision to life, and so that's really good communication, right? It resonates with people, and it meets them where they're at. It checks the boxes of, yes, it's about you, and not just like, oh, we do this, we do that. Hey, buy from us. Hey, reach out. Hey, call. It's more of an experience where you understand that they are wanting to design their home, and so I know you understand that, but I think and I think probably in your sales process you probably do that, right? You're probably like talking to them in a similar way, and basically what I'm suggesting is that you make that you use that verbiage, and you use that approach and that personable technique on your website, instead of it being more like a billboard. That way they're guided into an experience with you, and before you even talk to them. So it's really kind of like your website is starting to position you as the expert, one, and then two, make them understand that what they're getting out of it, not just what you do. How it relates to them, how it resonates to their needs, and why they're there in the first place. So I think a lot of that would really help with your conversion rates. The website's not terrible, but I do think you could redo at least the homepage and or whatever page you're going to ultimately end up using for landing pages. If you decide to become more targeted, like if you want to specifically target garages, for instance, or additions, and then you might choose to send them to the additions page or the garage page, and yeah, so. And then this also says Westwood versus Mansfield, and I just realized. So that might be something that is a little confusing to the user. Let's go to the garages. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I would recommend making these changes and then seeing how that affects your ROAS. If you want to discuss this further, or if you're wanting to do some website changes or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number is 857-209-4495. Again, my name is Joshua. You can also reach me at sales@blue-phoenix.net, and on the phone number you can call or text. And this is our website. You can get an idea of what we do, and our strategy, branding, marketing, and web design is pretty much our approach. So we can discuss this stuff, and not that we have to tackle it all at once or anything, but if you're interested, we can kind of take a look at what that would maybe look like. So yep, feel free to reach out. You can also schedule a time here. So all right, thank you for your time, and have a great day.